on your tight, yeah. It's okay, lil' mama, I'm the one gon' treat you right, yeah. It's okay to tell a nigga not tonight. It's okay to tell your phone not tonight. It's okay to take your panties off tonight. It's okay, it's okay. Welcome to the Intercourse Show. I'm your host, Mr. B. Today, we have a very exciting show for you. We are discussing another Kevin Samuels interview where he interviews a young lady and asks this cardinal question: when is the right time to get intimate with someone that you're dating and courting? Haven't seen this one, so let's jump right into it.
Can you hear me?
I can now. So you're 25. Are you a virgin?
No.
All right. So you said you feel like it's too soon because?
Because I do want to get to know the person, and I'm not comfortable. For example, women do go on multiple dates, right?
Well, that's your choice.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So let's say I'm going
No.
2 dates.
Okay. Before we do that, I need to make sure you understand what I said. What did I say? Don't make him wait beyond 3 dates. What did I mean? How did I explain it?
You said it's games?
I said, how did I explain it? I gave very detailed descriptions and I restated my point over a dozen times.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Okay.
So what it sounds to me like is, ma'am, you really didn't pay attention.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, so explain to me what I said. Why did I say 3 dates?
Okay, well, from my understanding is because you said, high value men, they want to have sex with you on the first date, technically.
I said high value men, ma'am, understand something. High value men, all men.
Okay, all men.
Okay, sex equals dating listen, ma'am, dating equals sex in a man's mind. I said that many times in that video. So let's go.
Correct.
Okay, so
so dating equals sex.
In a man's mind, yes. So all of us.
In a man's mind, right?
Yes, and all of us, yes.
Okay. And you are right. A woman also knows, right? When she meets a guy, she's going to have sex with him.
Exactly. So let's stop right there. Mm-hmm. First thing I said is, do not go out with the man that you would not have sex with. Did you hear me say that?
Yes, you did.
Right. So, you just said that a woman knows up front whether she wants to, if you're the kind of guy she'd have sex with. So I said, you don't accept it. So we're on the same page. So we go out on the first date.
Yes, correct.
Hold on. So we go out on the first date. Mm-hmm. Then after the first date is over, what did I say about the second date?
There should be contact.
Nope. Nope. I said you should not accept a second date unless you are planning to have sex with him.
Correct. Yes, right. Unless you're interested. Correct.
No. The first date, don't go out with him if you're not physically attracted to him enough to have sex. Because the first date is just to see if there's chemistry. And after the first date, because I'm physically attracted enough to you to have sex, but I may not want to talk to you afterwards. So after the first date, you should only accept the second date if you plan on having sex. And you've already said you admit that women know whether or not they want to have sex off the rip early on. So what you're saying is the exact thing I said, that you ladies know early, but you just elongate the process. And my thing
because
is,
we're not ready.
Well, then here's the thing. You don't go on the second date. See, why?
No.
Listen.
Okay, go ahead.
You're not ready. Then here's the thing. Ask all the questions you need. Do all the talking you need before you start going out. See, what you want to do is go out with a man and have it open-ended. And that's not fair to men. You already said you want to have sex with a guy early on. But do you understand that in this country, there have been the recent study was done that 1 out of 3 women surveyed admit to going out with the men for dinner or dates when they were nowhere close to being interested in having anything close to resembling sex. It was posted in the New York Times last summer. Women do this. And you mentioned earlier that women are dating multiple men. So here's the scenario. A woman like you dating multiple men, some you don't even have any desire to have sex with. You're playing.
No, I don't do that.
Okay, but this happens. And the thing is, that is wholly unfair to men. So what we're saying is ultimately this. If you're not interested, see, you're supposed to date one person at a time. You can't get to know 8 people. That's a new thing. And that's what you ladies are trying to do, trying to keep your odds open and such and so forth because you're afraid of commitment and afraid of mistakes. It's fear-based. And here's the thing. I'm not going to try to change that. I'm not going to try to change that. But you do not get to run a man's pockets and get him to try to play something when you know whether or not you're interested enough in having sex with them early on.
Okay. But can I just say something? It's not the same for women the way it's for men. Men are fine with having sex with any, like they will have sex. Like if you give them sex, they will take it. Most men will take it, but it's not the same for every woman. Some women need time. They need to get to know you. They need to.
Then don't, okay, ma'am. But here's the thing, man. But here's the thing. Then you don't go out on a date. You talk to him on the phone. You text message. You see, the thing is, okay, how long do you think you need to take before you have sex? This is rubber meets the road. How long?
I would say like 6 dates. 6.
Okay, so listen what I'm about to say. Okay, 6 dates, 2 months. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Amira, what can you know in 6 dates that you can't find out in 3?
Some things you can't just, it's not.
No, ma'am, I asked you a very, no, ma'am. We live in a digital age. We live in a digital age.
I'm going to tell you. Okay.
Yeah, what? What can't you find?
It's not like ticking a box. Like you have to make that connection. You have to make that human connection with somebody.
Right. So
right?
here's,
like
so how about, okay.
Right?
No. You can't overtalk me. So again, I asked you, what can you find out in 6 dates that you can't find out in 3? And you haven't said anything. Like what?
You find out a lot.
Like what?
A lot of people are not open to. Okay, first of all, a lot of times people do put up a facade. The first maybe 2 times you meet them, and then later on you kind of see your true color.
Okay, so stop. Hold on, stop. You have not given me anything concrete. You're giving me what could happen. You can know on the first 3 dates whether or not he's married, children, his background, everything from a knowledge standpoint and information standpoint. And see, when you said 6 dates, you could easily say 9 dates or 12 dates. That keeps moving. And you could easily, if you can say 6, 9, or 12, you can easily say 3. I know you got to understand that logic.
I do, absolutely.
So,
but you're making it.
Listen. No, what I'm saying is this, then here's what you do. If you want to, then here's what you do. You pay for all the dates until we have sex, then I pick up the tab.
So my question is,
would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing? No. Before you move on, would you be willing to do that?
Pay for all the dates?
Yes.
I can afford to pay for all the dates.
Okay, so listen.
But I will not.
Listen, okay, you're not going to overtalk me. You're triggered. Settle your ass down.
I'm not triggered.
You're not going to overtalk me, lady. I'm going to make it real clear. You're not going to overtalk you. One more time, and you're going to leave. Because all I said, ma'am, is you're saying go out on 6 dates. He's paying for those 6. And I hear you. You want to get comfortable with the guy. You need to know these things before you do all that. Fine. Then you pay for all the dates until after sex happens, then he pays. What's wrong with that? It's your comfort. What's wrong with that?
Can I speak now?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a question.
Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
But you said you wouldn't do it.
Okay, because that's not what I'm looking for, right?
Whoa. But the thing you said, okay, so that doesn't make sense. You said there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what you're looking for. Well, there must be something wrong with it then.
No, people have different. It's just like paying 50-50. Some people are open to it and some people are not. It doesn't mean
right. So gentlemen, what you've just seen is the logical box that they get into. It's all right when it's all on you. But when I just said, ma'am, if you want to be comfortable, ask all the questions up front. Don't go on the dates. You can do all that. Get comfortable. You can communicate as much as you need to. But see, what I'm taking out of the table is you just getting date after date after date after date after date that you don't have sex with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you ladies don't like. And guess what? You know why we're here? Ladies, you wanted an open, free, deregulated sexual market to where you can do what you want. Well, guess what? Guys are tired of what you're talking about because just like you said, you go on 2-3 dates a week. You're not just dating one guy. You're dating multiple guys.
No, I'm not.
Well, you're not, but women do, and you know it. So
correct.
So again, if you want to be protected, let's protect the guy too. Get all your information up front, or you pay for the dates until after sex happens.
Okay, but my question is you're making it seem like a date is a sexual transaction. Like the guy is not interested in anything else.
I see. The thing is, ma'am, but the thing is, you need to understand it is in a man's mind. And that's what you need. You ladies don't seem to understand men. It is.
What? Okay.
Listen, ma'am, it is. Just look in the comment section, look in the chat room. That's what men think. And the problem seems to be that you don't understand how men think. That's the problem. It is a sexual transaction. I'm sorry. Men are cost benefit calculators. A man is taking you out to a steak and lobster dinner. He's doing that because he does not want to have sex with you or because he does want to have sex with you. Which one?
Of course he wants to have sex
right.
with me.
And he's taking you out to steak and lobster because he can't take you out to coffee, because if he took you out to coffee, could he have sex with you?
I mean, there are women that would do that.
No. Could he have sex with you?
Yes.
So you'd have sex. So you'll do you.
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly. So ma'am, listen.
Okay.
You're not getting it. You've just proven that dating is a financial sexual transaction. You require dates at steak and lobster level for sex, and you will not give sex for coffee dates. That's a financial number. You understand this. You just don't like the fact that guys don't think like women. And guess what? If you don't like it, you pay for all the dates until you're comfortable, and then you let him pay. And here's another last thing. It ain't going to change. Men are how we are. This is how we are, and this is how we think. You better learn to get up to speed with us, because we determine when marriage and relationship happens. You determine when sex happens. That's why so many of you young ladies are chronically unmarried, because you don't get men. You're around women too much, talking to women, and when a man tells you something, instead of just accepting it, you fight it. And I'm sorry. I got more men on my side in the comment there. Look, read for yourself. Next person. I don't understand why you ladies keep trying to fight this like, well, it's not fair and it's too soon. There are multiple ways to get to know somebody without having to go out 6 times. Then don't go out to expensive dates till after sex. See, when I say that, go out coffee dates, go to get to know your dates, keep the cost down. Then you ladies feel some kind of way.
This conversation really comes down to clarity versus delay. She starts with a common idea, wanting to know someone deeply before becoming intimate. That sounds reasonable, but Kevin challenges how that actually plays out in practice. He walks through his 3-date structure, focusing less on timing and more on intent. His point is that attraction and direction should already be clear early on. If you're not ready by a certain point, then maybe the connection isn't strong enough to keep investing time. She pushes back, saying women need more time, around 6 dates, to really know a man. But Kevin questions what meaningful difference those extra dates make if attraction and interest are already established. Another key moment is when he calls out dating multiple men at once. From his perspective, trying to keep options open creates confusion and prevents real focus on one person. Then the conversation shifts to effort and investment, who should be paying and when. That's where their philosophies clearly clash, showing different expectations about how dating should work. The deeper issue here is alignment. Both are talking about relationships, but from completely different frameworks, one based on caution and time, the other on clarity and decisiveness. The takeaway: it's not just about how long you wait, it's about whether your approach actually leads to the outcomes you want.
Okay. Shout out to my man Mental Groove for doing that video. It's definitely a great video. Rest in peace to the Godfather. I think he made some very, very valid points in his video. I think Kevin Samuels definitely made some valid points, right? For a lot of women, they view a man expecting some sort of return on investment as an affront to them. Like, how could you expect something out of this transaction? You've invited me out to a date. I said yes. You know, the underlying reason why I'm inviting you is because there's a lot of times sexual attraction that the man has towards you. And he is interested in hooking up with you. Kevin's whole argument is, if you, after one date with a guy, can't see yourself getting to that place where being intimate with him is a possibility, then why accept a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, or even a 6th date with him? Right? Obviously, I think it's important to spend time with people. But what he's saying is there's other ways for you to get to know this guy without being on a date or without being on an expensive date, per se. He said, what would happen if the man asked you to go out to coffee? Would you want to sleep with him? She's like, some women would, but I wouldn't. Yo, that's honest. I got to give a credit for that. That's very honest. But that's a good portion of women think like that. They're thinking, especially modern women. Let me clarify. Modern women tend to think that if the man's not spending big dollars or showing some intent or showing that he's willing to open up his wallet for her because she's worth it. You know, there was a lady who did the whole Cheesecake Factory thing, and she could never do Cheesecake Factory because that's beneath her, right? If the man is not willing to open up that wallet, then they not willing to open up their legs to him. So when he did that, you know, it kind of exposed the facts, like the fact that a lot of women see whether or not that man's willing to take the lady out on dates, expensive dates at that, as a precursor to whether or not they open up in that way with them. Now, Kevin brought another great point. He said, all right, if the dates are so important and you need 6 dates before you can decide it's time to have intercourse with this man, then why don't you pay for all the dates? That way, you know, it's cost effective because men are very mindful of their spending. They want a return on investment. So if the man's going to go and spend money and do all of this stuff, then he's expecting a return on investment. He wants to get laid, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, a guy's not taking you out per se when he could be taking a bunch of other women out if he didn't think that there was a possibility or a chance of you guys eventually connecting and having intercourse. I mean, we just being honest, right? Like, a man he's trying to procreate. He's trying to, you know, have a good time with you. He wants to connect, you know, and hopefully if the chemistry is great, he wants to stick around to continue to procreate and to hopefully build a life with you, provided that you guys see things eye to eye and it makes sense. But he's not dating you because he's got nothing better to do with his time. He could be chasing money. He could be hanging out with his friends. He could be watching a game. He could be doing a bunch of other things. Or he could be spending time with a woman who's not hesitant to open up in that way with him. So the fact that he's taking you out is because he thinks there's a possibility that could go down. And if you're stringing the man along, in a way, you know, it's not exactly fair from a value proposition standpoint to the man. And I think that's the argument he's making. He's saying, look, you know, and I don't think this young lady was, you know, unreasonable, even with her timeline. 6 dates is not too crazy. Like, you hang out with a person a couple times, depending on what you're doing. Maybe the first meeting, coffee, you know, just to kind of break the ice and talk. The next meeting might be lunch, then maybe dinner. That's 3 dates in. That's not crazy. I mean, I don't think that's out of place. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe you do a couple of activities you guys like to do, you know, together. And then by that time, you should know whether or not you like him like that. Because why are you spending time with him in that way if you're not that interested? And what Kevin is saying is that a lot of women, modern women, let me clarify, are dating multiple men where it's just like keeping the schedule. It's like something to do. It's like, okay, you know, Walter's taking me out on our 3rd date. John is taking me out on our 1st date. Billy's taking me out on our 5th date. And Jamal's taking me out on our 4th date. Right? To them, it's just like someone sponsoring a dinner or someone's taking them out somewhere. They get to wear new outfits. They get to post something on the gram. They get to show that they're in demand. And no man can actually put a claim. No man can say, well, that's my lady, or that's, you know, who I'm talking to, because she's talking to everybody. And what he's saying is that is a zero-sum game for most men, because in our minds, we don't see that as a fair value proposition. He's saying you can expect that if a man is dating you, he's not dating you because he just wants to, you know, be this platonic person that just goes out with you on fun events and stuff like that indefinitely. Like, he's actually dating you because he has intent. And what he's saying is that a lot of men now are being a little bit more selective, because if they're seeing that you're not really engaging in that way, it's probably likely because you don't see them in that way. And that's fair. You know, if a woman, there's no guarantee that a woman has to, you know what I'm saying, open up that way to a man. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. You never have to feel pressure to do anything with a man you're not feeling. But what Kevin is saying, if you know you're not feeling him, why are you accepting dinner dates? Why are you going out with him, giving him the impression that there's something there when you know you're not feeling him? You should be fair with him and say, look, we went out a couple times. I'm not really feeling it. You know what I mean? I don't really see much taking place between us. So I think it'd be unfair to you, because I don't see you like that, to continue to accept your offers to date. And I don't believe that going on 2, 3, or 4 extra dates with you is going to somehow change the fact that there's a lack of sexual attraction towards you in that manner. You're a good guy, but I don't see you in that level. That to me is a mature way to let the guy know, I'm not seeing it. I don't think that'd be fair to you for me to continue to accept your dates and allow you to spend money on these dates when I know I'm not there. I'm not in that place where I want to be intimate with you. To me, that's mature, it's honest, and it's transparent, and it's respectful. You telling the guy up front, I don't feel a connection. But if you're kind of telling them, well, you know, I didn't feel a connection the first time, I didn't feel it the second, but maybe the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th time, I'll feel the connection. So after the 6th time, then I'd be open to potentially holding your hand and giving you a kiss, or, maybe potentially allowing something to go down. You know, for most guys, they're like, what? Now, fellas, I think this particular video is useful because you do have to be mindful of the women that will string you along. And sometimes them stringing you along is because there isn't a real vibe there on their part. And you got to be honest with yourself. You can't take it personal. You just got to know the vibe wasn't there for her. You didn't win her over, or she's entertaining multiple other men that she may have more of a connection with. So she's going out with you as an aside, but not because she sees something. She's just being polite and accepting a date because you're going to cover everything. She gets to wear another outfit. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to manage your expectations. You can't expect that if a person's not feeling you, that she's obligated to bust it wide open for you. She's not feeling you. It is what it is. Move on. So sometimes you got to pull back. You know, you taking a girl out a couple times, you starting to see she don't even want to hold your hands or walk next to you. You got to chop that, bro. You know? Chuck the deuces. She's giving you these subtle signs that the interest is not necessarily there. And it also does depend on the person, right? Some women are, you know, a bit more structured, a bit more disciplined, a bit more religious. So it may make sense depending on what kind of woman it is. But if her social media got her outside turning up, okay, she's loud, you know what I mean? She's Megan Thee Stallion. She's got a reputation of being outside, and she's trying to drag it all out and make you feel like she's this virtuous person who is saving it for marriage. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta see that for what it is and call a spade a spade. Like, look, man, save it for marriage over there. I'm not about to drag this whole situation any longer than I have to. You know, sometimes you gotta keep it pushing and find a place and find someone who actually enjoys your presence, who actually enjoys hanging out with you. Now, this isn't like the rule, right? Certain women you're gonna know. Sometimes you're not gonna want to take it there. You just like the person's company, and that's dope if that's the type of connection y'all got. But if you coming into it and you know you're trying to date casually and you know what type of time you're on, and you make that up front, like you let that be known, like, hey, you know, I'm just, you know, I want to date casually and have a good time, and hopefully if something materializes from that, it materializes. And she tells you she's cool with that, and you can determine if the attraction is mutual. Me, I like to find it up front. If I'm dating a lady, I want to know, are we attracted to each other in the same way? You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I want. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta be straight up. Like, do you have this type of attraction towards me? You know what I'm saying? So I know that we are on the same page. Because if I'm thinking there's something here and you not thinking there's something here, then we're on two separate pages, and somebody got to make the adjustment. Either I got to adjust my expectations, or you got to adjust yours. But it can't be a situation where we're operating on two separate pages, and now I'm disappointed because I thought there was something, and you from the very beginning knew there was nothing, but you never vocalized it. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm disappointed, I'm tight, or now you tight because you feel like I'm pressing you. It's like, nah, sometimes you gotta be honest with yourself, and you gotta be honest with the person you're dating. Let them know what it is. I've had plenty of women tell me, yo, look, I'm saving it for marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, just letting you know that up front. Now, a lot of times that shit is cap. Miss, you 43 with 3 kids by 3 dudes. You saving it for marriage? Okay. You was just busting down your ex like 2 days ago. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Sometimes you gotta call it for what it is. A lot of times women will cap with you to see if you gonna fall for that storyline, bro. So sometimes you gotta pull the rug, like, nah, miss, I'm not the one over here. You know, I don't have my fun in the sun. I know what it is. You know, so sometimes you got, you know, call Cap, and when you do, they most of the time they're like, oh shit, okay. If they like you like that, they're not gonna have you wait for marriage, bro. But if they don't, you might be out here waiting for marriage. Meanwhile, she's outside accepting dates and potentially having, oops, my bad moments with the next fella. So buyer beware, fellas. Be mindful of what's out there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you make your intentions clear. Make sure that you're being respectful. Never put yourself in a situation, you know, with a lady. If she's not comfortable, she's not comfortable. Don't press the issue. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, ladies, don't string these dudes along. If you know you're not busting it wide open for him, don't keep accepting dates by that man. You wasting his time, you wasting your time. You know, and it's not considerate. You know, you got this guy spending money thinking it's something that's gonna happen, and y'all got nothing in common. You not turned on. He's not even your type. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why even put yourself in that situation? Now he mad, but you knew there was no activity. There was no stimulation in your body anytime that man around. But you acting like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there could be a chance. Nah, be real with him. Tell him what it is. It's a no-go, bro. You're not my type, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We tried it. It's just not happening. You know, it won't be fair for me to continue to accept the date. Most men respect that. You know what I mean? They respect that. Now, some dudes, they hard-headed. They might press it. And if they press it at that point, he want to spend his money. So let him do what he got to do. But, you know, as long as you're keeping it real with him, that's all you could ever actually do. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest and being real, being authentic. All right, that's my take on this particular clip. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your opinion. If you're not already a subscribed member, you see what that blue sign right there, the banner on the bottom of the screen is telling you. Like and subscribe. Stay connected to the Intercourse Show. You know what I'm saying? Let your voice be heard. Share the video. We try to make very entertaining content, but also we try to add a little gems in there so that you can learn something and extract maybe, you know, some points of views that you may not have considered before. So that's the whole point of this show, right? So I definitely want you guys to partake in our community, but also to weigh in, let your voice be heard. Maybe I missed it. Maybe there's an angle I didn't cover. Maybe you got a point of view that I might learn something from, or that my audience might learn something from as they read your comments. So definitely feel free to share. And until we speak again, God bless. Y'all be safe this weekend. All right.